Hey y'all, I'm talking kind of low again today because Mallory's trying to go to sleep. I've actually got her baby monitor right here. Hopefully she'll let me get finished. I want to talk to y'all today about one of the biggest lessons that I'm learning from this whole minimalism thing. It's actually very closely related to another topic that I talk about a lot right now, which is intuitive eating. If you are new to my channel and you haven't seen my intuitive eating videos, I will link the playlist below. What I've discovered is these two big shifts in my life kind of have something in common. And it is this idea of trusting yourself and making decisions about your life based on your internal gut intuition and your core values. Well, that's a big lesson. I don't want y'all to miss it, so I'm going to kind of elaborate a little bit. We are bombarded with information constantly from advertisers, from friends, from employers, just tons and tons of information. In all that information that we are overloaded with is embedded other people's beliefs and core values. Because the world is so noisy, a lot of times we can kind of internalize those and take those on and like kind of start to think that those are our values. It's not even conscious a lot of times. Like, good advertisers will create a problem and create a need and find a way to fill that need with their product so that you will run out and buy it. So the remedy I'm learning is to be very aware of this and to develop a good filter. And that filter is your intuition and your internal core values. The goal is not to like stick your head in the sand and just like block out everybody else's information. The goal is to be able to face the day and to face the world and have all that stuff coming at you and to have a good filter and say, oh, that's nice, sounds good, but that's someone else's values, not mine. I'm just gonna let it go. Otherwise, if you take on other values that aren't actually your own, you end up living a very overwhelming, distracted, and a very unfulfilled life. It might help for you to do a little homework and just kind of jot down on a piece of paper what are the things that are most important to you. What are your core values? Core values are going to be highly personal and individualized to everyone, but I'll just share a few of mine to kind of get your brain going and to hopefully help you recognize and identify your core values. Things that are very important to me are loyalty and friendship and love and raising kids that know what's really important. My faith is tremendously important to me. Finding meaning in life and helping others. Also, the communication of ideas and sharing those ideas is tremendously important to me, which is why I have both a blog and a YouTube channel. I love helping others think about things in a more productive way and maybe discovering ways to live a little bit better. Also, I'm realizing that freedom and autonomy is a huge core value of mine. I love to feel free. I don't want to feel weighed down by obligation or by others' expectations of me. I want to have as much autonomy over my time as possible. That is very important to me. So those are some examples of core values. Yours might be totally different from mine, and that's fine. So just an example of filtering, I may see commercials for diet products or for consumer goods, and I may kind of feel that pull like, ooh, I might kind of want that. I'm finding with minimalism, the best way to handle that is to not react immediately, which is what I have done in the past. Often I would see something or hear about something that I wanted and just pull out my phone and, you know, hop on Amazon, and I'm an Amazon Prime member, and just click, order it, and it's at my door in 2 days. Now I'm trying to kind of table those wants, maybe write them down and simmer on them for a couple weeks or maybe even a month or so before I act on them, just to make sure it's something that I actually want or I actually need and not some advertiser or someone else trying to impose their values on me. Another thing to be really conscious of is what you say to yourself when you start to bring something into your life or into your home. It's like this subconscious self-talk. It's like a conversation with yourself. If you pay attention to it, it's really interesting, some of the things that you say to yourself. For example, some of the messages embedded in advertisements and things we can kind of take on, and I think a huge example of this is dieting and weight loss. And if we give a voice to that whole dieting culture, what the world is saying is, you don't know what's good for you. I have the solution. Here, hand over a bunch of your money and your time and attention, and I'll show you the way. An example of consumerism too. You may see a product or something and think, gosh, I really need that. That's gonna make my life a lot easier. Whatever the reasons are, whatever you think. And a lot of that is what advertisers want you to kind of think is coming from internal. But what it actually is an external prompt that you've seen. And whereas if you'd never seen it, you never would have thought or needed that thing. In reality, excess possessions just distract you from the things that actually do matter. It can kind of water down your core values, and it can cause us to spend our time and our attention and our life on things that actually don't matter that much. It can also totally distract you from finding your life purpose, from spending time with family, from helping others, from growing your friendships. And worst of all, excess stuff can take away your time autonomy and your freedom. This is a big one for me. One of the byproducts of having a lot of stuff is that you have to become very good at inventory management. This was a hard lesson I learned. I used to coupon a lot. I wasn't like extreme coupon or anything. I just would try to save money on our grocery bill. What actually ended up happening was I kind of got this stockpile of stuff going. And it turns out I wasn't very good at inventory management because a lot of it would just go bad or expire, and I would end up having to throw it out. And I got so frustrated. I was like, why am I spending all this time searching out sales and couponing and all this just to throw it away? Like, that's ridiculous. So I stopped couponing. I still have a few things in my stockpile. That was years ago, and I still have some things, you know, that have long off expiration dates I'm trying to use up. But in reality, that stockpile just created like more work for me to have to do to manage all that and make sure that I use the older stuff first and that I don't forget what I have. Just became way more complicated, and there is a cost to that. Sometimes it is monetary because I ended up throwing food away. The other part of that is I wasted my time, like clipping all those coupons and searching out sales and stuff. Like, it's just much better off for me to buy what I need at the time I need it. We might stockpile a few things like toilet paper or paper products, things that don't really go bad, but I'm really even examining like what we buy at Costco. I'm like, do we really need the giant thing of lettuce that I always end up throwing away half of? I don't know. So I guess that would be my challenge to y'all, is to just kind of think about what is important to you, your core values, write them down, and then look at how you're actually spending your time, attention, and your money. And does it match up to your core values? Or are you just kind of falling victim to consumerism and waste? Is your stuff keeping you from a life that you actually desire? And is it keeping you from actually working on your long-term goals? Knowing your core values and being aware of them, maybe even keep them somewhere written down close by that so you can kind of look at them and let that direct your day rather than other people's beliefs and other people's values. Lots of people have been asking me how intuitive eating is going. I would say it's going great. I feel free. I feel so much better now that I'm not devoting so much time and brain power to counting points or calories or whatever. I feel kind of bad for all the time I wasted doing that. And I'm realizing that it was someone else's values. It's going great, but probably not in the way you think. I'm not weighing myself, which has been tremendously freeing. I want to challenge y'all to listen to yourself first. Let your needs be identified internally, not by being prompted by something external. We talked in the last minimalism video about unsubscribing to sales emails and things like that. Not only will you feel more peaceful because you're not getting spammed with all these emails, but also you're not going to buy as much because you'll realize you probably don't need it. Listen to yourself first. That's not to say that we shouldn't read things and educate ourselves and be aware of what's going on around us. It's just that we should filter it through our own value system. All right, that wraps it up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up. Be sure and subscribe to my channel. That will just notify you when I post a new video so that you don't miss anything, and it's totally free. I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.